Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayati Gokulataruni Mandanamaiti Gokulataruni Mandanamaiti Damodara Rativa Danaveshi Hari Nishputa Vrindavipineshi Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayati Gokulataruni Mandalamayiti Vishabhanudadi Navashashileki Lalita Shaki Gunalamita Vishaki Rati Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayati Gokulataruni Mandalamayiti Karunam Kurumai Karunabadite Shanaka Shanatana Vanita Chariti Karunam Kurumai Karunabadite Shanaka Shanatana Vanita Chariti Rati Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayati Gokulataruni Mandalamayiti Radhi Gloria Ti Amada de Madhava Namaskirida Nilya de Gokula Radhe Gloria Ti Amada de Madhava La Mascherita Mia de Gokula Viste stando éxtasis adamorada Eres la reina de alito de braccia Radhe Gloria Ti Amada de Madhava La Mascherita Mia de Gokula Devi Shabalunas qual luna nueva Lalita Vishakatus Totesea Negran Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayati Gokulataruni Mandalamayiti Dame tu gracia, oh misericordiosa, Shanaki Shanatan, tus glorias elogian. Dame tu gracia, oh misericordiosa, Shanaki Shanatan, tus glorias elogian. Rati gloria Ti amada de Madhava, la mascherita mia de Gokula. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jammakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Jammakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Jaya Jaya Mahavan. Sri Raj Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gorki Sharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashai ki jai, Guru Parampara ki jai, Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol, Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Krishna Visitar Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Mukti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paskatyadi Shatani Sri Ramakrishna Ki Jai Radhika Madhava Family Ki Jai Shamakunda Radhakunda
युगल भजन कुटीर आश्रम
Bhajan Kutir Ashram Ki Jai. So I had the opportunity to meet several saints yesterday. First we visited Srila Bhakti Prabhupada Maharaj, who just started the Saraswat Sridhar Ashram in
गौरधाम कॉलोनी
Gordam colony. On the site of the temple of Paryatok Maharaj, also in Gordam colony. But Radhakunda is full of temples and saintly personalities dedicating their life to Krishna consciousness. So, yesterday we also met Vaishnava Maharaj and Rupa Luka.
Gopananda
Then we also met the great sage and president of the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajsava, Srila Gopananda Maharaj, which was such a wonderful experience again and again, because he is so kind and inviting to everybody to come back to home, back to Godhead. That is our destination. We don't have another destination where we want to waste our time. Not Bangkok, not Hollywood, not Cancun, nothing in this world where we have any reason to go except Goloka Vrindavan. But to go to Goloka Vrindavan, we may have to go many places for preaching. Because Prithiviti Achayate Nagaradigram Sarvatra Prachara Hoibe Moranam, the divine order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been that every place in the world should be blessed with the presence of the holy name. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Vedanta Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda, and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radhe,
जय राधे बाबा जय राधे
So, this was again reiterated yesterday by the spirit of these international preachers, those who are actually concerned for the welfare of the world. And then some of us are fortunate enough to come to Vrindavan and Radhakunda for doing devotional service. That, of course, is an amazing privilege. To be in the association of saintly persons doing devotional service and making plans for the spreading of Krishna consciousness, that is all completely auspicious. And we bow to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada showed to us that the whole world is able to receive Krishna when being blessed by a great devotee. So the impossible becomes possible. That's one of Krishna's names. He makes the impossible become possible. So Srila Prabhupada showed that this festival of Rasa Yatra, which was known only to people in Puri and the Vaishnavas, is now being conducted everywhere in the world. I just come from the Rasa Yatra festival in front of Brandenburger Tor, which is the landmark of Germany. And there we had a whole day of chanting and dancing and distributing prasad with Lord Jagannath, performing his wonderful journey from the Brandenburger Tor to the main cathedral of Germany. And everybody was in bliss. There was no conflicts, there was no difficulty. Everything was just Lord Jagannath's mercy. The Lord of the universe, he is so kind. And who has brought the Lord of the universe to the world? None else than Srila Prabhupada. You see, we like to glorify a devotee, not at the cost of others. This is sometimes a mistake we make. We say, oh, he is so great, so much greater than all the others. And in this way you put down the others, and in a way you are offending. In the name of glorification you offend. But that's not my intention here whatsoever. My intention is to show that Srila Prabhupada's service to the humanities, to the Sanatan Dharma, is simply unequaled. There has not been seen anything like that. Even though other people from Hindu Dharma have become famous people like Vivekananda, like Yogananda, and others, even contemporary people like Sri Sri Ravi Shankar and Vasudeva. There are also names in the world. People say, oh, this is from India, this is... But no transformation of Indian culture being transplanted into the Western world has been seen by anybody else except by Srila Prabhupada. And what did he give to the world? He gave to the world the freedom of practicing spiritual life according to Sanatan Dharma. I was just meditating this morning as I watched this beautiful Giriraj, here in the Bhajan Kutir. This Giriraj is a stone from the Govardhan Hill. And a stone of the Govardhan Hill means this stone was held up into the air by little Krishna on his left hand, little finger. Left hand or right?
Little finger.
On the left hand?
Yes.
Yes, on the left hand. So Krishna held up the Govardhan, and we are worshipping. As a matter of fact, we see in it Radha and Krishna. Both of them are present there. And the face is painted by the devotees. The dress is made, the crown is made, the garland is made. Everything totally spontaneous. It is according to the devotee's heart, as he is decorating the Lord's little temple, as he's singing his glories, as he is preparing delicious foodstuffs to be offered to him, both fruits, vegetables, or some milk from the Goshala, which is offered here to the Lord. All these things, they are totally spontaneous, but also totally traditional, following in the footsteps of the great acharyas. Now that's very interesting, because usually we find that an amazing amount of rituals are connected with any religious performance and execution. But in Vrindavan, this has been reduced to the very simple heart-to-heart relationship of the devotee with Krishna. As a matter of fact, when Krishna comes to Vrindavan, he forgets that he is God. And his devotees, they also forget that he is God in many instances. They just love him the way he is, and that's all they want to know. You see, the gopis, they are sometimes wondering about Lord Narayan, what Narayan is thinking, where Narayan is, and they don't really fully realize that the origin of Narayan is dancing with them and playing with them. That is like Vrindavan is, you could see, beyond any restrictions. It is the land of love, and it is a land of dedication. So here we have come to Vrindavan to meet saintly people, because if you go to the holy places but you ignore the saintly people, then your pilgrimage is called Sa Eva Gokara. That is a pilgrimage of cows and asses. They can also walk around here. There's quite a few cows and asses, but do they do the parikrama? Do they do the devotional service and rendered their prayers? No. If you are not associating with devotees who are speaking about the holy name and the holy service, then you will just be like a tourist. There's many tourists coming to Vrindavan these days. Sometimes they come over the weekend to have a picnic. And maybe then they go and have darshan at Banki Bihari, connected with their picnic. And others come to Govardhan. We don't want to judge anybody, but the real meaning of coming to the Dham is to listen to the sages. So today we have another chance of listening to the sages worldwide by having a meeting of the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajshava Acharyas and others who actually come to share some of the appreciations today of Krishna Janmastami, upcoming tomorrow. So this is how we can nurture ourselves in Krishna consciousness, by hearing their feelings. This is a game. Yes, it is Guru Shastra Sadhu. It has also a very profound tradition, but it is also appreciated according to one's own heart's feeling. So I know many devotees, they will celebrate Janmastami around the world, and we are sending to all of them our dandavats. Because by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, we are celebrating Janmastami, and then after Radhastami. In every place of the world where devotees are, that makes our life successful, that makes our life joyful. We have to go to every place as we can and spread the message which Prabhupada delivered. Nowadays there's many preachers going around the world, and they're preaching the same thing. I want to leave that impression upon your heart, which Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Maharaj said. At any place where people come together and serve Krishna, pray to Krishna, preach Krishna consciousness, any place where that may take place, that is part of the one and only mission of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Everybody's connected, everybody is of one big family. Even though organizationally it may be millions of families. You see, so many families. Once a husband and wife have a few kids, when they start their own family, they also become totally separate units, functioning units. As a matter of fact, to get married, you have to be able to create a functioning unit, because nobody else will come and look after all your family expenses and needs. So, if that is so for any ordinary family, what to speak for the spiritual families? They also have to spread out everywhere and take up the responsibility of creating places of shelter, creating places of prasadam distribution, creating places of transcendental literature reading, creating places of worship of the Supreme Lord, creating places of sadhu sangha. All this, they are creating that. And this unit will become independent. It will sustain itself by the endeavors of the local devotees. And sometimes they don't know anything about the others. Nowadays we know so much about so many missions, we have heard about it on the internet and this and that, but how much do we really know where the devotees are and what kind of beautiful things they do? Impossible. Our little brain cannot contain everything the devotees do. Like nobody can read all the books published by all the devotees. Even that's not possible. There's too many books out there, too many mantras to be chanted, too many holy places to be visited. Just like if you want to visit all the places on Govardhan Parikrama, then this Govardhan Parikrama will take a very, very long time, because every house has some story to tell. Everywhere something is going on. So this is what the sages reveal us, that there's pravachan going on everywhere. But in the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajshava Zoom meeting, which we are inviting today, there you will meet some of the extraordinary acharyas and leaders like Srila Bodhai Maharaj, Srila Vishnu Maharaj, and so many others, Srila Tirtha Maharaj, Srila Gopananda Maharaj, and so many else who are not yet aware of that facility. Like one of our great patronizers was Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj. From the very beginning, he emphasized the importance of bringing the Vaishnavas together and to share with each other. Puri Maharaj came to our temple in Berlin. I hadn't invited him. He came on his own. He knew there was a temple, so he went. And then we were so blissful. Oh, a pure devotee, a god brother of Prabhupada has come to bless us in our place. Then we invited him to Vienna to visit our Vienna temple. And then he ended up opening the most beautiful temple of Europe in Vienna. Srila Puri Maharaj did, with Muni Maharaj, Nishinga Maharaj. So I'm just giving you a fraction of the nectar. The nectar is everywhere. Just yesterday, a few days ago, one devotee registered the Vaishnavas in Armenia, one country, very conflictive country of the past, and the Vaishnavas are doing their seva there. They are having official registration. So in this way, we are just fortunate, and we welcome everybody to participate in this movement of freedom of divine service. Sounds funny, no? Freedom of divine service, because in the end of the day, the devotee is not looking after the freedom. He wants to. The more you're dependent, the more you can be free. If you're not dependent from the heart to Krishna's sweet will, then your independence may turn out just to be some bogus independence, useless waste of time. But if in the heart you really want to please Guru and Krishna, then your independence will be required. Because unless you have some independence, how will you do what has to be done? No. There is moments in life you can only do what has to be done by grace. By divine grace, we can get the guidance of the Vaishnavas to learn how to do what has to be done. And now, in our Vrinda Parivar, for example, we have so many devotees with that responsibility of finding out what they have to do, which has to be done to please the Acharyas, to please Radha Krishna, to celebrate the Janmastami, to celebrate the Rasa Yatras, or whatever other festivity they can imagine or can conceive of doing, and then doing. First you conceive of it, and then you get the enthusiasm, you get the people into it, and then you do it. So, I wish you all very well in this transcendental endeavor. Actually, when I come to Radhakunda and I see Sudama Goshala and Bhajan Kutir and the projects here, I'm very, very impressed by Lalita Madhavas and his wife's dynamics of doing things which have to be done. And they're only done because he got the idea to do it. Because Krishna inspired this, and then he got the very solid support from his young, creative children, father, sister. So this alone makes me so happy, and it is an example. If one family can do so wonderful things, of course when Krishna wants, it's all by Krishna's grace. And can you imagine what the sannyasis can do as they travel from village to village, town to town, what the brahmacharis can do, what can be done around the world. And it will remain silent to some degree unless the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajsabha propagates it to the world's awareness, like we were talking yesterday about the joyous, glorious come together and knowing about each other. Because to know what other devotees do is it's feeding your own enthusiasm to do something also. In the same way, when we see the devotees doing bhajan, very profound and sincere bhajan, this is also an inspiration. When we see devotees becoming very learned in the Vaishnava philosophy, being able to explain this philosophy very wonderfully, that is also an inspiration. So there's many kind of activities and inspirations which are spontaneously developed. And there's many, like for example, now as I see my old friend Sri Devi here in front of me, I definitely have to think of Prabhavati Devi, the disciple of Bhaktisaranga Goswami Maharaj and god sister of Bhavatarini, the sister of Srila Prabhupada, who was so kind. And Sri Devi and Kamala and some others, they had a chance to do seva to this old ailing Vaishnavi and being bathed in her mercy. Because when you do service to a Vaishnava, there is mercy. That mercy cannot be conceived of. It is very wonderful. So I always felt that way, and today I'm declaring it boldly, that this service to a Vaishnavi like they were doing is unequaled, because you give up your own privacy, your own time, you could make some money, enjoy some things of life somewhere, but instead of it you give all your service to somebody who's old and in need of love and help. And this is the real life is that. The real life is giving, not taking. So I consider all of you great inspirations. And yes, we are looking for the greatest devotees of the Lord, always keeping them on our heads, but also you are the generation of the devotees coming. Our Subhadra, she is already with Krishna. She is in his lila, no? But her children, they're still here. And the grandchildren are also here. So I wish you all very, very good success in association and giving the love of Radhakunda to everybody who comes here to take shelter or to simply gain some of the wonderful blessings of visiting and being in Radhakunda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Do you have any questions? Actually, I wanted to read something of Srimad Bhagavatam, but we only have the Hindi version here.
You have English in your room?
No.
Yes.
Yes, but now
Our English is over.
time is over. But you have any questions? Questions? No.